Hello boys and girls. Today I can find the unknown part or whole using numbers to 20. I've got a cherry model here with the two parts filled in and the whole is unknown. We need to work it out. How do we do that? We add together the two parts, don't we? So on your sheet you will have whole equals and your job is to fill in the rest. 8 plus 5. If I get those Cuisinart rods, the 8 and the 5 together, and then I get the 10, what can you tell me about the total of 8 and 5? Well, it's greater than 10, isn't it? It's 10 and some more. How much more? If I put the rods against a number track, I can see that 8 plus 2 is 10, and 3 more is 13. So I'm going to write it out in that way, which is what we practiced before using Think 10. So 8 plus 5 is 8 plus 2, which is 10, and 3 more, and the total is 13. If you are working on the sheet today, I want you to draw on those rods. So we add 8, which is brown. I'm going to have a wobbly hand here. We add the 8 rod. And then we needed to add on 5. So I know that 8 plus 2 is 10, and I know that 5 is made up of 2 and 3 more. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and 3 more is 13. Let's look at one now where one of the parts is unknown. So the other part is known and the whole is known. It's this that we're trying to find out. How do we do that? Yeah, we use subtraction, don't we? So we know that if we're trying to find a missing part, then it's the whole subtract the part that we know. And again, if we use a number line, we know that the whole totals 16, don't we? And we know one of the parts is 7, so the other part must be 9. And if we're recording that using Think 10 again, we can say, well, if I'm counting back from 16, I know that 16 count back 6 is 10, count back 1 more is 9. And then I've counted back 7 altogether, equals 9. And again, if I'm working on the sheet, I can draw in that rod. So it's count back 6 to 10 and 1 more to 9, and that's my 7 rod. And then I can see that the other missing part is 9. So I can fill that in here. I think I forgot to fill it in on the other one. You can just do that on your sheet. Let's do one more example of finding an unknown whole and then an unknown part, like the ones that you've got on your sheet. So here, my job is to find the whole. And I know I do that by adding the two parts. And I'm going to draw the rods onto the number line. I know that the 9 rod is blue. I draw that in up to 9. And then I need to add on 4. Well, I know that 4 is made up of 1 and 3. 9 and 1 more is 10, and 3 more is 13. I'm going to write that 9, I've added on 1 and 3 more. 13. One last example with an unknown part again. We know, don't we, that if we have a missing part, we find it by starting with the whole, subtract the part that we know. And we know that the whole totals 17. And we need to count back 8, because that's the part that we know. And if we use think 10, we can think, right, well, I know that 8 is made up of 7 and 1 more. So I'm going to first count back 7 to 10, and 1 more takes me to 9, and that's my 8 rod. So the missing part must be 9. I can fill that in there, and I can show my think 10 calculating by writing 7, count back 17, count back 7, count back 1 more, takes me to 9.